Hello, everyone. Hi. Hey, welcome back. We are so excited about today's episode, like genuinely excited.
Hello. Hey, tons. This topic, we have been wanting to make this episode for a long time.
A long time. Okay, let's jump right in.
A few months ago, I was on a video call, an important one, and someone asked me a question, a simple question, and instead of answering, I went silent for about 4 seconds.
4 seconds on a video call feels like forever.
It feels like a year. And do you know what was happening inside my head during those 4 seconds?
Tell us.
I was translating, word by word, from my first language into English, building the sentence like I was putting together furniture from a box, one piece at a time.
And by the time the sentence was ready,
The moment had already passed. The conversation had moved on, and I said something rushed and unclear, and I could see on the screen that people were a little confused.
that gap between thinking and speaking, that translation delay, if you have felt that, if you know exactly what those 4 seconds feel like, stay right here, because today we are going to fix it.
Daily English Podcast.
From Daily English Podcast.
Hey, English learners, I'm Daniel.
And I'm Nova, and this is your Daily English Podcast, the place where real conversations happen, real vocabulary gets learned, and your English starts feeling like yours, not a translation.
That last part is exactly today's topic. Okay, Nova, how are you? How's your week been?
Oh, really good, actually. I had this moment on Wednesday that made me so happy. I was cooking dinner, and I realized I was narrating what I was doing in English inside my head, like a little commentary. Okay, now I'm adding the garlic. It smells amazing.
The internal cooking show.
Exactly. And I only noticed because I caught myself doing it, and I thought, oh, I didn't translate that. It just came in English directly.
That is the goal right there. That moment is the whole episode.
It really is. What about you? How was your week?
Good week. I had a long walk on Saturday with no podcast, no music, just me and my thoughts. And I tried something. I tried to think about my plans for the day in English. Just small thoughts. I need to buy groceries. I should call my mom today.
And how did it feel?
Slow at first, a little uncomfortable, like wearing a new shirt that hasn't softened yet.
The stiff new shirt feeling.
Exactly. But by the end of the walk, it felt easier, less stiff.
That's the whole journey. Okay, before we get into today's topic, a quick favor from us.
Yes, if this podcast is the one that makes your English feel more natural and more yours, please like this episode, subscribe to Daily English Podcast, and share it with one person who needs this today.
Specifically, share it with the person in your life who says, I understand English, but I can't speak it fast enough. That person. This episode was made for them.
They probably already know who they are. Send it. Okay, let's get into it.
So, Daniel, let's name the problem first, because I think a lot of learners don't even realize there's a name for what they're experiencing.
Right, and the experience is this. You hear something in English, your brain receives it in English, but the moment you want to respond, you immediately go to your first language to build the answer and then translate it back.
So the whole journey is English in, first language, translation, English out.
Instead of English in, English out.
And that extra loop is what creates the delay, the frozen moment.
Think of it like a phone call going through a bad international connection.
Oh, that's a good one.
Your voice goes from London to Tokyo to New York before it reaches the person right next to you. Everything gets there eventually, but there's a lag, a delay, and sometimes parts get distorted on the way.
But a direct call, London straight to London, instant, clear, no delay.
Training your brain to think in English is building that direct line, cutting out the international detour through your first language.
And here's what we want to tell you right now, and this is the thing that changed everything for me personally. You do not need to speak English perfectly to think in English. You can think in broken English. You can think in simple English. The grammar doesn't matter inside your head.
Oh, that is so important. Write that down if you can. You'll understand why when we get to tip 4. Don't skip ahead.
And there's one more thing we're going to share toward the end, a technique that our listeners say felt almost like a cheat code for thinking in English. We'll get there. Stay with us.
Okay, I want to share a personal story before the tips because I think it shows exactly how this translation habit forms in the first place.
Please.
So when I first started learning English seriously, I was about 15, and my teacher, very dedicated, very well-meaning, taught us by giving us words in our language, and we had to write the English translation next to it.
The translation column.
The translation column, every single lesson. Word, translation, word, translation. And I got very good at it, very fast at it. But what I was actually training my brain to do was to always find the English version of the native word.
So the native language always came first.
Always first. It was the home base. English was always the destination, never the starting point.
And that habit, the habit of always starting at home base, that followed you.
For years, into conversations, into exams, into that video call, I had trained myself to be a translator, not a speaker.
And so many English learners are in exactly the same position right now. Not because they're bad at English, because they were taught using a method that accidentally trained the wrong skill.
Exactly. So today, we retrain. 5 tips. Let's go.
Tip 1. Stop learning words in translation. Start learning them in context.
This is where the retraining begins, right at the source.
Think of a word as a seed. When you plant a seed in its native soil, in the right environment, with the right things around it, it grows strong and naturally.
But when you plant it in foreign soil, when you only know a word by its translation equivalent in another language, it never fully takes root in English.
So instead of writing apple equals manzana or apple equals tufaha, whatever your first language is, you write or say, I eat an apple every morning. She threw the apple across the room. The apple was cold from the fridge.
The word lives inside English. Sentences.
Inside English situations. So when you need it, your brain doesn't go back to the translation, it goes back to the scene.
I tested this with the word overwhelmed. For years, I only knew it as the translation of a word in my language. I understood it, but I never felt it.
Tell us more.
Then I started writing it in context. I feel overwhelmed when my inbox has 50 unread messages. She looked overwhelmed at the airport with 3 bags and 2 kids. And suddenly, the word had a weight to it, a feeling, not just a definition.
A translation gives you information. Context gives you ownership.
That's the difference. And if you are listening right now and your vocabulary notebook is full of 2-column translation lists, you don't have to throw it away. Just start adding sentences next to every word. 1 sentence is enough.
1 sentence changes everything. Okay, tip 2 is going to surprise you because it's not about English at all.
Tip 2, build a daily English thinking habit in the smallest moments.
Not study time, thinking time.
Think of your brain like a radio that's been tuned to one station your whole life.
Your first language station, strong signal, always on.
And learning English through classes and study is like buying a new radio. You have the equipment, but you still have to manually turn the dial.
And in small daily moments, waiting for the bus, washing dishes, walking to the shop, the old radio just turns on automatically.
Because it's the default, the comfortable one.
So the tip is choose 2 or 3 tiny daily moments and make them English thinking moments on purpose.
Not studying, not translating, just narrating. What are you doing? What do you see? What do you feel?
I'm waiting for the light to change. This coffee is too hot. I wonder if it's going to rain.
Simple, broken, imperfect, doesn't matter.
The goal is not perfect English thoughts. The goal is English as the first language your brain reaches for in that moment.
And here's something that might actually shock you. Research on bilingual thinking shows that the language you use for your internal monologue, the voice in your head, shapes how you process emotion and decision-making. People who think in a second language actually make slightly different choices than when they think in their first.
Wait, different choices?
Different decisions because the second language feels slightly more neutral, less emotionally loaded. So thinking in English isn't just an English skill, it changes how you think.
That is genuinely fascinating and a little bit mind-blowing.
And that's why building this habit matters beyond just fluency. Okay, your turn to try right now. What are you doing at this exact moment? Say it in English, in your head, right now.
Don't translate, just say it. We'll wait.
We really will wait. Go.
Good. Okay, back to our tips. Tip 3 coming up.
Tip 3. Label your world in English.
This sounds almost too simple, but it's one of the most effective techniques language researchers have found for building direct language thinking.
Think of your brain like a filing cabinet.
Okay, filing cabinet.
Every object, feeling, and concept has a folder, and for most learners, that folder is labeled in the first language. The English word is just a sticky note on the outside.
So when you need the word, you open the drawer, find the first language folder, read the English sticky note, and speak it.
Extra steps, extra time, the translation detour again.
But what if the folder itself was labeled in English?
Then you open the drawer and the English word is just there, first, direct.
And the way to relabel the folders is to see English words attached to real things in your real world, not in a textbook, in your actual world.
So the practical tip is pick 10 objects in your home or daily environment. Your mug, your window, your keys, your pillow, your mirror. Say the English word every time you touch or look at them.
Not in a drill, just naturally. You pick up your keys, keys. You look out the window, window. You drink your coffee, mug.
And over 2 weeks, those words stop feeling like translations and start feeling like just what the thing is called.
I did this with kitchen objects once. I had sticky notes on everything. My flatmate thought I was losing my mind.
The sticky note kitchen.
But within 10 days, I stopped needing the notes. The English word just came first, automatically.
And if you're listening right now, look around wherever you are. Name 3 things in English, right now, without translating. Just name them.
Go ahead, we see you looking around.
Okay, tip 4 is the one I mentioned earlier. The one I said was almost like a cheat code. And now we're here.
Tip 4. Give yourself permission to think in English in bad English.
This is the one. This is it.
Think of thinking in English like a rough draft.
A rough draft.
When a writer sits down to write a first draft, they don't stop to check every comma and spelling mistake. They just write. The goal of the rough draft is to get the ideas out, not to be perfect.
The editing comes later. But if you never write the rough draft because you're afraid it won't be perfect,
You never write anything at all.
and your brain works the same way. If every time you try to think in English, your internal grammar teacher shows up and says, "That's wrong, that's not how you say it,"
You'll stop thinking in English before you've even started.
so the permission is this. Your internal English thoughts can be broken, incomplete, wrong grammar, missing words. It doesn't matter.
I go shop now. Perfect. Yesterday was tired. Perfect. She very beautiful voice. Perfect.
Your brain understands, and the more you practice, even in broken English, the more the grammar fills in naturally over time.
I used to spend so much energy monitoring my internal English for mistakes that I exhausted myself before I even spoke a word out loud.
The internal grammar police.
Always on duty, never helpful. I fired them.
Give your grammar police a day off, every day.
And here is something worth knowing. Studies on language acquisition show that people who allow themselves to make mistakes, who have what researchers call a low effective filter, learn languages faster and retain them longer than people who try to be perfect.
Low effective filter means low anxiety about making mistakes.
The more relaxed your brain is, the more it absorbs. The more you allow broken English thinking, the faster it stops being broken.
That is genuinely one of the most useful things I have ever heard about language learning.
You are listening to the right podcast. Okay, if you've been listening and thinking, I could never think in English, we are talking to you specifically. You can. You just have to let go of perfect first.
Let it be rough. Let it be broken. And watch what happens. And speaking of things that work better than you expect, tip 5 is the one that brings everything together.
Tip 5. Use English for your emotions, not just your information.
This is the deepest one, and the most important one for true fluency.
Think of your first language like a warm blanket.
Comfortable, familiar, safe.
And when something emotional happens, you stub your toe, you receive good news, you feel anxious, you immediately wrap yourself in that blanket. The first language comes first because it carries all the emotional weight.
And English, for most learners, feels like a formal shirt you wear at work. Professional, correct, but cold.
Because you've never given it the emotional moments.
So the tip is, start giving English the emotional moments too.
When something good happens, say it in English first. I'm so excited. This made my day. Oh no! Finally!
Short, emotional phrases in English, in real moments.
Not translated, not prepared, just when the feeling hits, let the English come out.
And yes, it will feel strange at first, like putting the warm blanket away and picking up the shirt.
But over time, if you give English the emotional moments, it starts to feel warm too. It starts to carry weight.
When I started saying, I'm so proud of myself in English instead of in my first language, and I mean actually feeling it, not just saying it, something shifted. The English felt real, mine.
Because it was carrying a real feeling.
And that is when you truly stop translating. Not when your grammar is perfect, but when English carries your real feelings.
If you're listening right now, say this out loud right now, in English, and actually mean it. I am proud of myself for learning today. Say it.
We mean it. Say it out loud, every word.
Okay, here's the moment we promised, the putting it all together role play. This one is different from the first one. This one is a full conversation, using everything from today. Ready?
All right, everyone. Final role play. This uses tips 2, 4, and 5 all in one conversation. I'm going to be Nova, just myself, having a difficult moment. Daniel is my coworker. Watch how English handles the emotion. Role play. Starting now. Hey, are you okay? You seem a little quiet today.
Honestly, I'm feeling kind of overwhelmed. I have 3 deadlines this week, and I don't know where to start.
Oh, I know that feeling. What's the most urgent one?
The report for Friday, but I keep going in circles. I start, and then I stop, and then I start again.
That sounds exhausting. Have you tried just writing the rough draft first? Just getting anything out, even if it's messy?
That's a good idea. I think I've been too scared to start because I want it to be perfect.
Nobody's first draft is perfect. Just start. The good version comes later.
That's right. Okay, I'm going to stop waiting to feel ready and just begin.
That's it. And if you need a second set of eyes after, I'm here.
Thank you. Genuinely, that actually helped.
Anytime. Now go write that rough draft.
Going, right now.
And scene. Role play complete, everyone.
Okay, let's break that down. Did you catch how many things from today were in that conversation?
Nova used overwhelmed naturally, not translated. Direct English emotion.
I keep going in circles. Thinking in English phrases, not constructing from grammar rules.
Too scared to start because I want it to be perfect. That was tip 4. Permission to be imperfect.
And the emotional honesty, that actually helped. Genuinely. That was tip 5. English carrying a real feeling.
And notice, Daniel's English in that role play wasn't perfect. I keep going in circles. That's an idiom he used naturally. How do I say? He used a filler phrase when he needed a moment. Real, human, imperfect English.
And it worked completely.
It always works. Okay, did you catch all of that? Let's go through the key words now. First word, translate. To convert words or ideas from one language into another. The thing we are training your brain to stop doing automatically.
She had to translate everything in her head before speaking. Or, more casually, I'm still translating in my head, but getting faster.
Next, fluent. Able to speak a language smoothly and naturally without major pauses or effort.
He became fluent after living in Canada for 2 years. Casually, I'm not fluent yet, but I'm getting there.
We used the word overwhelmed, feeling like you have too much to deal with at once and can't manage it all.
She felt overwhelmed by the number of tasks on her list. Casually, I'm a little overwhelmed right now, honestly. And remember, that word appeared in our second role play too. That's how you own a word. You hear it used in a real moment.
Then, context. The situation or surroundings that give a word its real meaning.
Learning vocabulary in context is more effective than translation lists. Casually, I learned what that word means from the context, not from a dictionary.
We said narrate, to describe what is happening in words, like a commentary.
She narrated her morning routine in English as a practice exercise. Casually, I narrate my day to myself in English now. My housemates think I'm strange.
We're all a little strange.
Then, habit, a behavior you do regularly and automatically without thinking about it.
Checking my phone first thing is a habit I'm trying to break. Casually, speaking English is becoming a habit now, not an effort.
And one more, acquire, to gain or develop something gradually over time, often without formal instruction.
Children acquire language naturally through exposure and experience. Casually, I think I acquired most of my English from podcasts and shows, not classes.
Beautiful. Pick one word from that list. Use it in a real sentence about your English learning journey. Write it in the comments right now, or say it out loud. Both count.
Both absolutely count.
Okay, final recap. 5 tips that will train your brain to think in English.
Tip 1. Stop learning words by translation. Plant them in English soil. Context gives you ownership.
Tip 2. Build tiny English thinking habits in daily moments. Turn the radio dial. Even broken thoughts count.
Tip 3. Label your world in English. Relabel the folders. Let English be the word the thing is called.
Tip 4. Give yourself permission to think in bad English. Rough drafts are how fluency starts. Fire the grammar police.
Tip 5. Give English your emotional moments. When English carries your real feelings, it stops being a foreign language.
You are not behind. You are not bad at English. You have just been trained to translate. And translation is a skill, a useful one, but it is not the same skill as thinking.
And thinking in English is learnable. We have both learned it, imperfectly, gradually, but completely.
And you will too.
So here is your question for today. What is one moment in your daily life, one tiny, specific moment where you could start thinking in English this week? Not studying, just thinking.
Write it in the comments. One sentence. Make it real by naming it out loud.
And if this episode gave you something today, a new idea, a technique, a feeling of, I can actually do this, please like this video, subscribe to Daily English Podcast, and share it with the one person in your life who understands English but freezes when they try to speak.
You know exactly who that is. Send it to them today. This might be the episode that changes something for them.
Thank you so much for being here.
Genuinely,